Hello, and welcome to episode 11 of the Read Between podcast, the improvised storytelling podcast where we take the internet's weirdest suggestions and turn them into weird, wacky, and crazy stories through the power of improv. I'm one of your co-hosts, Evan.
I'm your other co-host, Lynne.
And we are back with another episode this week, episode 11.
Just us, though.
Just us, though. No guests this week. We're
late.
And we're late this week. But we appreciate you guys checking in on the new episode. Also, we want to thank you for listening to last week's episode with our guest Justin Passino. It was so much fun to record that episode.
Yeah, and it was really well received, which was awesome.
Yeah, we got a lot of positive feedback on that episode. A lot of new listeners checking out the show, which is great. Mm-hmm. So yeah, continue to spread the word about the show. It really helps us out. We really enjoy seeing so many new listeners come check out the show, and we got a lot of really cool guests lined up for the future. I think we have 7 or 8 guests lined up in the next couple months.
I don't even remember.
But
I would have to go through my scheduler and find it.
But it's a lot of really cool people coming up that are going to be going to really have some cool episodes for you. So we're really excited to get those out to you in the near future. So stay tuned for more information on that over the coming weeks and months, and you will see a lot more information on those. So yeah, Lynn, how's your week been so far?
My week. Slow. I want to say slow. It doesn't help that it snowed.
Yeah.
But it's just been slow. Emails went down at work today, and they it started at 9:15.
Yeah.
So I got emails for a whole 15 minutes, and then the IT guy took him 2 hours to get to the place, and then he was like, "Yeah, this might not be fixed until tomorrow," and he's like, "And even that would be a miracle."
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, goody!" So happy that I might not even have my emails on Wednesday, man.
Yeah.
So it's and basically what happened is one of our servers crashed, and apparently that server is
the server for the entire
it's like a
company.
Dinosaur.
Oh.
It's old, and you're right, it's the server for everyone.
So
it was just yeah, I'm done. It checked out.
Everybody's fucked.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So yeah, how about you, Evan?
I'm still on my post Steel Stacks Improv Comedy Festival hangover, which I've been riding for the last 3 days now. 2-day festival, 3-day hangover, but
are you sure it's really hangover by then? Maybe you want to go to the doctor or get it checked out.
Maybe. Do I need to go to the doctor for improv problems?
Do you have the improv flu?
Maybe I might have. No, because I'm still performing. Still doing
maybe
stuff.
It's because you're still rehearsing and
I
stuff.
am, yeah. I didn't really take a break, honestly. So yeah, but no, Steel Stacks Improv Comedy Festival was a huge success. We had record turnout this year.
Yeah.
So I think it was all due to the fact that we plugged it on last week's show. I think that's why we had record numbers.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure that's why. I'm sure it was all us.
It was all us.
It was all us, Evan.
It was all Justin and I talking about the festival last week.
Yep.
So
totally us. Everybody in the world listens to us. We had people from China just being like, I gotta go to that improv show in Bethlehem. Gotta go. Definitely us.
Well, Ryan Hill, Steel Stacks, you're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. Ryan, I love you. You're awesome.
He would probably tell you to go fuck off.
He would. But enough about vamping. Let's get into what we're going to be doing this week, which is actually a little bit of a departure from what we've been doing the past few weeks. We want to try something a little different this week. So, Lynn, why don't you give a little explanation of kind of our idea we want to try today?
Yeah, so this is an idea that Evan and I have been talking about since we first came up with the podcast.
Yeah, on our drive home from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, so I don't think we ever told this story, but we were driving home from Cleveland after going to a friend's wedding, and we were discussing the podcast because I gave Evan a mic for his birthday, and he was like, "Oh, I really want to do a podcast now that I have a good mic." Mm-hmm. And so we were thinking of ideas, and that's how Read Between was born. That's the same day that we made all the social media. Yep. I made our little banner, everything.
Yeah.
And one of the ideas, besides doing the improvised storytelling, was kind of reading between 2 books from the same series. Mm-hmm. So what happened between this book and this book that wasn't mentioned in either novels or whatever. Mm-hmm. And we figured it would be a good time to do it today, just because we're really short on time. Evan has to leave here in a little less than an hour. Mm-hmm. So this will be a shorter episode, but we're hoping that maybe changing it up will help. And maybe if again, we're like running short on time or something, this will be something nice to fall back on.
Yeah, and this could be, we really want to get your feedback on this episode, because this could be something we could transition into more of a weekly thing that maybe replaces our Not the Onion stories that we do every week.
Oh, wow. Replace my stories.
No, but...
Wow. Okay, no. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not important, I guess.
Or in a sense, we could rotate out, you know?
Uh-huh.
So...
Sure, Evan. Yeah.
So,
go ahead. Put me on blast.
Aside from Lynne's unwillingness to try new things,
I'm closing his mouth. I literally have my hand on his mouth. This was my idea tonight. You know what Evan said? You guys want to know what Evan said? Evan said, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just do our regular format. Because, you know, that's what we do. And I'm like, yeah, Evan, but we don't have enough time for that. So I want to just put this out here on our podcast that this was my idea, not his. I'm not the one being resilient.
So, yeah, we really want to hear your feedback on this format, because Lynne worked really hard to come up with this idea.
There you go, buddy.
And we really hope we can start using this in the future, as we said, like if we're running short on time and we want to do a quick episode to get out to you guys, at least, you know, to get some content out there.
Yeah.
That's not our normal longer episode.
Especially so you guys aren't waiting till the middle of the week to get an episode.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, that way we're not... you know, delaying episodes, because we've been doing that a lot lately. Not really, like, I'm not going to say that we were being lazy or anything. It's just that we've had busy weekends and we haven't had time to record.
Yeah, exactly. So this week we wanted to try this format, see what you guys think, and we'll continue. Hopefully next week we'll be back to a normal episode next week. We should be, because our schedule's kind of evened out a little bit now. So
yeah.
So we'll be back to normal with a new episode. Regular episode next Monday.
Yes.
Next Monday, February 5th? Yes, February.
Something like that.
February 5th. Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
So Lynne, what books did you have in mind that we wanted to read between and tell the story about?
Okay, so fun fact, I read way more than Evan does.
Yes.
Evan's more of a comic book guy. I'm more of a novel person. So I think there's one series that I know for sure we both have some idea of what happened. So, Harry Potter. Haven't you read, like, a majority of the books?
I have. It's been a while, but I kind of remember most of the major plot points.
Okay. I actually have never read Harry Potter.
Really? You've only seen the movies?
Our library at school, when it was really popular, we were in, like, elementary school. We were very young.
Yeah.
My elementary school only had one copy of the entire series.
Oh, geez.
So the first one was always checked out.
Okay.
And they wouldn't let me check out any of the other books because it was a series, and they encouraged you to check out the first one. And I'd get mad at them and be like, well, what's the point? Like, it's always checked out. I can't even do it anyway. Anyway, long story short, I've seen all of the movies, and I like watching them. I quite enjoy Harry Potter.
Yeah. So
I have a good idea of what happens in the first and second one.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you remember of the first one, Evan?
So the first one, Harry, he's a kid that lives with his really mean aunt and uncle. We know after his parents died by Voldemort, he goes to move in with them. They're a bunch of shitheads, so he gets pulled out. He gets taken to Hogwarts, meets up with Ron and Hermione. Hijinks ensue.
There's a troll at some point.
There's a 3-headed dog at some point. There is, oh god,
Flying keys.
Flying keys.
Live chess battles.
Yes. John Cleese is in it. He's in the movie.
Professor Quill.
Yes.
Do you remember Professor Quill? He was the one that would quiver. He was Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yeah. He was the guy that eventually ended up being the Voldemort.
He had Voldemort in the back of his head under his turban.
Yeah.
So he ended up dying.
Yes.
They get this. The whole point was the Sorcerer's Stone or the Philosopher's Stone, depending on where you are.
If you're a British person.
All right, that's mean.
Not mean.
So they get the Sorcerer's Stone, Philosopher's Stone, and it's destroyed because, if I remember correctly, the stone's power Voldemort was going to use to resurrect himself.
Wasn't it basically a Horcrux?
No, not that. The diary was a Horcrux.
Hey.
And that was in the second one.
That was in the second one.
So that was
We're
the
getting ahead
Chamber of
ourselves.
Secrets.
Correct.
Where hijinks ensue.
Yes.
That's
pretty much what you can say for all the Harry Potter books.
Children go missing. Ginny starts wanting that Harry Potter dick.
Was that in the second one?
Oh yeah, she because Harry Harry was barred up. Okay, I don't know why I remember so much, but I remember Harry got in trouble for doing something.
Uh-huh.
And so his uncle literally put bars on his window and was like, you're not going to go to that school. We're not taking you to the train station. And then Ron and the twins, Fred and George, they fly over in a flying car.
That's right, yeah. And they
rip the bars off, and then they bring him back to the house.
Yes.
And then, like, the next morning, Ginny runs down and is like, oh, it's Harry Potter. I want his wiener. Like, that's what I remember.
I don't think she said that in the movie.
That's what I remember. I think accurate.
I'm gonna have to buy the Blu-ray of the 8 movies, and we go back and if she says I want Harry's wiener, I owe you $50.
Yes. Okay. Well, then you're gonna get those Blu-rays.
Well, I'm not paying up because I know that's not true. Okay.
But anyway, children go missing. Eventually, Ginny starts going. She went missing at some point. They find, and then like the Chamber of Secrets is like this big rumor that everyone knows about, talks about.
It's a big room with big giant
snakes
in it. Yeah.
And Harry
Riddle
can speak parcel tongue.
Yeah.
And then eventually it reads down to he gets into the Chamber of Secrets, and it's revealed that Tom Riddle is Lord Voldemort. And the diary, Harry stabs with a fang.
With the fang, yep.
And that ends up being a Horcrux. That's way later on in the series.
That's when they tell that.
But that's how they save the day.
Yeah. Okay, so
I think we're all caught up.
I think we're caught up with 1 and 2. So basically, what I guess we want to do is we basically want to tell the story of Harry Potter's summer vacation between books 1 and books 2.
Harry's Summer Bungaloo.
All right, Harry Potter and the Summer Bungaloo.
Yes.
That is the name of this story. So let's go ahead and tell the story of Harry Potter and the Summer Bungaloo.
So, as soon as Harry stepped into the front door of his, what are they? Uncle Vernon and Aunt Petunia?
Yeah, Vernon and Petunia Dursley.
So as soon as he stepped into the Dursley home, he dropped down his bags and went, I'm home! See, while he was away at school, he forgot that, like, no one at home really
gave
cared.
a shit about him. Yeah.
And, like, he forgot that, like, he basically was a prisoner living understairs forever.
Yeah.
So as soon as they saw him, they all just kind of looked at him and went, all right, make us breakfast.
Get in the kitchen, Potter, and make us breakfast.
All right, I'm going to be the one not doing accents because I feel like that's wrong.
I mean, I'm trying to emulate what Vernon Dursley sounded like.
That's fine, but, like, we'll talk about this later.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll stop the sidebar.
Banter works. It works. People like it.
Okay, well, all I'm going to say is that you're not good at it. Not the banter. The accent.
No, I'm done.
Evan.
No.
Evan, put
Let me do my accents.
Evan, put down the TV, Evan.
I can't let it's too heavy.
No, you have it.
It's
okay, thank you for putting it. Okay, come sit back down. All right, you can do your accents. I'm just saying.
Okay, fine. Great. Thank you. I know they're not great. The only good accent I have is a Russian one. That doesn't fit.
I guess one of them could turn Russian.
Unless you're talking about
part of the Bungaloo.
Unless it's Harry Potter in the Soviet Union, which that's like way later.
All right, that's a little.
It's way later.
That's also a little not good.
Harry Potter and the death of Stalin.
Oh Jesus. Anyway,
so yeah.
So they all don't care. They're just like, make us food. We're fat and stuff.
We're fat and stuff.
Like 2 out of the 3 of them were fat.
Yeah, Dudley was pretty pudgy.
He was a big boy. Yeah, so was his dad.
Yeah, he was pretty pudgy until like what, the 4th or 5th book?
Yeah.
I remember the movies correctly.
No, even in like the later ones when he was kind of chavvy, he was still a little pudgy.
Because I remember the one where he was gangsterish and he was
Chav.
like Chav.
That's what it's called.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. Okay.
Yeah, no, he was still like little pudgy boy.
Yeah. So he comes home and nobody really gives a shit. So he basically tries to devise a plan to get away for a while and, you know, do his own thing. He's got friends now. He's got places he can go. He's got things he can do.
One of them is immortal. One of them is a muggle, I believe they're called.
Yeah. Hermione's the muggle.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he can get himself into some fun stuff while he's away. So he writes to Ron and he says, "Hey, you know, I'm looking to get out of here, you know. I know we've got a while until we got to get back to Hogwarts, but I'm looking to cause some trouble over the summer. So, let me know what you can do. And writes a letter, sends it off. Hedwig takes it, flies away.
Does his thing.
Does his owl thing.
Does his owl thing. His snow owl thing.
His snow owl thing. Days go by. He's making beans and sausages and toast for his.
Oh,
for
I get the beans thing now.
Yeah, it's British breakfast.
Yes, English
breakfast, whatever, same thing. So yeah, a few days go by, and then Hedwig returns with another letter, this time from Ron saying, "Can do." That's all. That's all it says.
It's like 30, like if you're thinking
A's.
like one C. And then, like, enough A's to fill up until, like, a little block of space is at the end of the paper. And then it was and then do.
Yeah.
So, can do.
Yep.
Right.
And then it was signed Ron.
Sign Ron?
Ron Weasley.
Sign 1. So, yeah. So, after that, like, nothing really happened for a while, right? Like, things were quiet. Harry continued on with his little life and his, aunt and uncle's home.
Yep, in his apartment under the stairs.
And yeah, I wouldn't even call it an apartment. No, it was a room.
It was a room.
It was not. It was a closet.
Pretty much, yeah.
He was at that age, right, where like he was kind of starting to go through puberty, a little outgrown it, a little bit. Like,
yeah,
every day it was like, hey, Aunt Petunia, I grew 2 inches. Do I get my own room yet? And they were like, no.
And then it got to the point where as he went into his room, he basically was like, his neck was in his chest.
He was just like hugging himself to fit.
Yeah, he's basically like, Aunt Petunia, I can't move my neck.
So
can I get another room?
They finally did. They were like, fine, whatever, stop complaining.
Yeah.
And he got his own room. And so when that happened, he decided, okay, I haven't heard from Ron yet about my awesome summer festival party bungaloo thing that I want to go on. So he wrote to Ron again, and he said, "Hey bud, still up for shredding up the town and stuff? Let me know what you're doing."
Because that's exactly what they said in the Harry Potter universe.
And then he wrote, "Hags, Harry Potter.
Hags?
Have a great summer."
Ah, good one.
And sent it off.
In the meantime, the cool thing about Harry's new room is it had a fireplace in it.
Jesus, on the second floor?
Yeah, it's rare, but
okay.
Houses in England, they're weird.
Okay, yeah.
So, and the cool thing was, he, in his bag that he brought back from school, he managed to still have, a little container of flue powder. Because flue powder. Flue powder is like that powder that you throw into that you can throw into a fire and use it to transport yourself.
That wasn't until book 3, but I know what you mean now.
Yeah. So, but I thought they had used it sooner.
Perhaps.
Or he had obtained it somehow.
He stole that shit.
He stole that shit in his travels.
That was up the troll's nose.
Yeah. So that fun fact, folks. Hagrid gets high off of flue powder.
Fuck.
Children, your childhood has been ruined.
Jesus.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, he's a horrible person. Don't listen to him.
No.
Yeah, you break candles and lift TVs up and do bad accents.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
I'm the good person here.
Let's continue. But yeah, so he has a flue powder, and he decides, I'm gonna test this out. I'm gonna see where I can go with this. And first, he decides to he takes it. Throws it in the fire, and he takes a trip to downtown London because you can go anywhere with it. So he basically just throws it in and says, "Yeah, I want to go to London." And he goes, "I'm going to continue doing the bad accents. I don't care how much you stare through me. I'm going to continue to do them."
I'm not. Just do your shit. Do your job. Okay. Do your podcasting job.
Okay, I'm doing my job. So I'm going to go to London. He goes to London. And he spends the day just, hanging out, walking around.
Got a sandwich.
Mess with some people, used his wand and moved some things around.
This is all, like, against Hogwarts rules, by the way.
But he's discreet enough that nobody really notices.
Fuck it, I don't care. I stole this flue powder, I'm going to use it.
Exactly, yeah.
And he did that, like, once or twice.
Just on days when, like, shit got real bad at the Dursley house, when it was just, like, they were all being annoying pricks and
they weren't using him for anything. They were just locking him up in his room.
Yeah, or they were all just, like, sleeping and just all the time.
Okay, you can snore. Snore's good.
Okay.
That's not weird.
Because I normally do that.
Yep, you're good at that.
Yeah. But, yeah, so he just used that on random occasions, a couple times here and there. And as the days went on, he got more and more concerned that, his summer bungaloo was never going to happen. That the thing that he was spending and, waiting so much time for and, wanting to do, he had a lot of plans for his summer bungaloo, and...
And yeah, it was getting close to the end of summer. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, like...
It was like 4 weeks away from them
like
having to go back.
August territory, you know?
Yeah.
So, so, all of a sudden, one night, he hears an engine running.
Is this like a train engine or a car engine?
Car engine.
Okay.
He hears a car engine. And it's not... This car is not parked behind the house where his window is. Mm-hmm. It's not on the road. It is against his window.
Yeah.
And so he wakes up and looks outside. There's Ron with the family car. Mm-hmm. Hermione's in the passenger seat just waving. Ron goes, "Hey, hop on in. You ready for your bungaloo?"
And we should mention that Ron is sitting in the driver's seat. He's wearing swim trunks, and he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He's got like zinc on his nose.
He's got really tinted sunglasses on.
Yeah.
And then like a hat that's on backwards.
Yep, with the brim folded up.
Yeah.
So Ron is totally ready for this fucking
Ron
bungaloo.
is fucking ready. Hermione is like dressed normally and he's like, "I'm just here to be with my friends."
She's still in her school clothes, actually. She's still.
She doesn't dress. She didn't dress out of them for the entire summer.
Yeah.
And even her parents were like, "Honey, we need to wash them," and she just went, "Eh!" And just it was like a no.
So Hermione, when she's not at school, she basically turns into a ferret.
They were like, "Hermione, honey, we need to wash your clothes," and she would make that noise, and then they were like, "Okay, well, like, you need to shower," and she would go, "Eh!" And I was like, "All right, like, but this is unhealthy," and she was like, "Ah!"
You're gonna have a lot of fun editing this episode.
You see those peaks?
Yep, I see those peaks.
So that and so she was still there. She was a little smelly. Her frizzy hair was flat because she hasn't showered in like 2 months. And Harry was just like, "All right." And back when he wrote that first letter to Ron, he had actually packed a suitcase. He was ready and raring to go in like fucking June. Mm-hmm. It took Ron too long to get here.
And basically Harry's trips to London ended up, netting him, a whole bunch of like beach gear and, sunglasses.
Where he got the money, I don't know.
He just pulled a little pulled a few spells.
He got that 5-finger discount.
He got that 1 wand discount.
Jesus. So with his already packed suitcase, again, Harry went, "All right," and got in the back of the car, and they flew away.
Yep.
The drive took a while. Ron is not the best driver because, heyo, he's underage.
Well, and also he's driving in the middle of the night in sunglasses.
Very tinted
sunglasses.
So it's like, buddy, you might want to take them off. And he was like, "It'll ruin my aesthetic."
So now that they're on their way to the we have to mention where this bungaloo is being held.
Yes. So it's being held in like a super duper private island.
It's actually being held in Ibiza.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, wherever that is.
It's that like super crazy party island. You've heard of it?
No.
Ibiza? It's spelled Ibiza, but it's pronounced Ibiza.
I don't know if this is like...
No, I'm dead serious. This is real.
A bit for the show?
It's not a bit. It's real. But, I mean, the bit is that Harry Potter is going to Ibiza, but...
I'm looking this up. You continue on with your part of the story.
So, yeah. So, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are heading off to Ibiza to, party their faces off and, have their bungaloo, Mm-hmm. But their big problem is they're worried is because, Harry's a wizard, Ron's a wizard, and Hermione's a muggle. But
a witch.
Well, she's
got muggle parents.
She's a mudblood.
Yo, that is a slur.
That is a slur, but that is what...
No, her parents are muggles and she is magical.
Technically.
You don't gotta go down the path of slurring, my friend.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so they get to Ibiza. Mm-hmm. And they are fucking ready to party. Harry is now wearing a very similar outfit to Ron.
Yeah.
It's almost as if, like, let's say, like, the primary and secondary colors of Ron's outfit is, like, I don't know.
Like it's a red shirt with, like, blue flowers or something.
Yeah. Harry's is the opposite. It's a blue shirt with red flowers.
Okay.
All right? So, like, they're twinning hard, even though they are obviously not related. Hermione didn't bring shit. She was like, oh, she brought books. She brought her homework.
Yeah, she brought her summer reading assignment to Ibiza.
Yeah. Still refusing to shower. People are like, yo, man, you're harshing my vibe with your smell.
And there's literally, like, beach showers every 5 feet.
And people are, like, offering her soap, and she's still, still nothing. Just nothing.
Man, that peak.
I know. This is going to be really bad. So actually, you said you were editing this episode, so I'm going to leave this to you.
No, you can edit this.
I'm going to leave this to you.
No, you can.
I'm going to leave this to you.
Well, there's not. I mean, this is pretty simple, so I'm probably not going to edit much.
So they're there. They're partying.
They're
doing a lot of that, and all of a sudden, in the corner of Harry Potter's eyes, he saw Dumbledore. Big old man bun on the top of his head.
Yep.
His big old beard was braided, and he was in.
He was shirtless.
He was shirtless, and he had very short swim trunks on.
Yes.
You know the ones that end like by your knee. His ended like mid thigh.
Yeah. So his shorts his trunks kind of come up to.
Very revealing for like a teacher.
Yeah, for a headmaster.
A headmaster.
A headmaster of a fucking wizard college.
Renowned wizard college.
Yeah. Is it actually a college, or is it more like a?
I think it's technically a school.
Like a primary school?
Because I believe Harry Potter was 11. 11 or 12 when he started.
Yeah, he was pretty young.
He was very young. So I don't think it was a college, but it was like a special school for people who have magical powers.
It was like the X-Men school for wizards.
Yeah, that's what you want to relate it to.
And Dumbledore's like Charles Xavier with less paralysis.
When you talk to Evan, it always has to be comic book references. It's the only way his brain functions.
Or shitty 90s movie references if last week was any indication. I mentioned Jack Frost and fucking Stuck on You.
He also is a huge fan of Space Jam.
Yeah. It's like, next time we do this, we're writing a sequel to Space Jam.
Okay.
We're writing a sequel to Space Jam.
Even though that's not a book?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
We're reading between.
Oh, damn.
We're reading between a film franchise too.
Weren't they supposed to do a second?
They're talking about it.
Okay, well here's their chance to get some great fucking ideas.
Yes.
Anyway.
So
they run into to Dumbledore, and like it was one of those things where like they both saw each other at the corner of their eyes. So they couldn't like.
He was sitting at the bar having a drink.
Yeah, and they couldn't like ignore one another. Yeah. You know.
And he looked over at them and as he saw them, he's like, my children.
Oh.
Not in that sense.
Oh boy.
Let me rephrase that. Children, what are you doing?
Here we go.
What are you doing here in the great party island of Ibiza?
And that's when Ron chimes in and goes, oh well, Harry, he's a prisoner, so we broke him out. We broke him out for a fun time.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, it makes sense. I get it. He's like, oh, well, if you see Professor McGonagall around, tell her Snape's looking for her. And then Harry looks up at Dumbledore and goes, is like the entire faculty here? He's like, yeah, Filch is here too with his cat. And then Harry's like, okay, like, so is this like a faculty thing? He's like, yes, we do this right before we go back to school. So we're back and refreshed and recharged to handle little shits like Draco Malfoy. and Harry Potter goes, oh, okay, makes sense.
and actually, to kind of go off that point, Malfoy's dad is actually hiding in one of the buildings in Ibiza, just looking at this conversation, just. Because he,
just brooding.
Yeah, because in the later books, he just shows up out of fucking nowhere and is like, "Oh, I'm like the mastermind behind all this shit." And it's like, where the fuck did you come from? He's basically like early on, he follows the professors and is just.
And then Dobby's right next to him and he goes, "Oh, master, I want to join the Bungaloo." And he's like, do you have your sock yet, bitch? And he goes, no.
What?
That's how he was free. That's how he became a free elf.
That's right.
God. How did you read these books, but I know more about them than you?
It's been a long fucking time.
Holy crap-oly, my friend.
So anyway, after they run into Dumbledore, they decide to, hit the beach. There's a big concert.
Just shred some waves.
Yeah, shred some waves. There's a big concert going on. Oh gosh, who is there? This is
Bono.
Bono of U2 is doing a concert on the beach in Ibiza.
It's just Bono.
It's just...
The sign says, just Bono. No backup singers, just Bono.
It's a festival, and the festival's called Just Bono.
Just Bono. Just Bono on stage with a mic.
Just Bono Roo.
No. Yes!
No, it's called Bono Roo, and it's literally 3 straight days of Bono on the beaches of Ibiza.
No instruments, no backups, just him with a mic singing.
It's just Bono singing that intro song to the U2 song Vertigo. That 1, 2, 3, 14, singing 1, 2, 3, 14 for 3 days straight. And everybody fucking loves it because
it was the best. It was the best Bonnaroo
because they're all high and drunk out of their fucking minds. So yeah, for 3 straight days,
Bono.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione listen to the sweet sounds of Bono screaming into a microphone while enjoying the best Ibiza had to offer. They during that time they saw Snape stage crowd surfing over the entire crowd, just screaming, "I love you, Bono!"
I love you more than Lily.
McGonagall flashed Bono at one point.
Oh yeah, and then she turned into a shark, and then just like her entire thing. That's what she did. She taught people how to. No, this was a thing. This was a thing she fucking taught. This was a thing she taught.
So she basically turned Ibiza into Jaws.
No. She didn't turn Ibiza. No. She is not a murderer.
No, I'm saying she turned basically what was once a very nice 3-day Bono festival into the movie Jaws.
She did not murder. Let me finish. First of all, McGonagall taught. This is like what she taught. She taught kids how to like turn into shit. She would turn into a cat all the time. And then I remember one time she was like, "Hey kids, bring your pets. This will be a fun lesson. We're gonna turn all of them into chalices." And Ron turned Scabbers into a chalice, but it was a rat chalice, and the tail was still going.
Right, yeah.
See, I'm not crazy. Anyway, back to my canon story of this electric Bonnaroo. Bonoroo. Oh my god. Have fun editing all of that. Anyway. McGonagall turned into a shark and decided just to have fun with like the other Ibiza visitors. So if they were out in the ocean, she would be like, boo! And then they would be like, oh no, a shark. And she'd be like, haha, I gotcha. And she would just swim away.
Because they could understand the shark speaking English.
Yep, definitely. They all spoke Sharkleton. Sharkleton.
So the 3-day Bonnaroo festival came to an end. Harry, Ron, and Hermione had a ridiculously good time. But they soon realized that the car had been stolen.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they parked the car on one of the main streets. But unfortunately, in Ibiza, if you're just out there partying and you don't like look after your possessions, they just get stolen.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you are to expect that at any kind of festival thing.
Yeah, your shit's gonna get stolen if you're not watching it.
If you're not watching it, yeah. So,
especially at Bonnaroo when people are so.
It was probably Bono who stole it.
Yeah.
It was probably Bono.
Yeah.
Bono will distract you by singing 1, 2, 3, 14 for 3 days straight while he hires mercenaries to go around and steal people's shit.
That's how he's so goddamn rich.
That's how he's so rich he sells it all on eBay. So, their car is stolen. Hermione is found. They didn't see her for like 3 fucking days. She just sat in a corner and read.
And did her homework.
For 3 fucking days. Luckily, they all still had their wands. And they were like, okay, what can we do with our wands to get us home? that powder, what was it called?
Flu powder.
Flu powder, no more.
Yeah.
There were plenty of fires, plenty of bonfires everywhere.
There were some people in Ibiza who thought that powder was something else, and
yeah, when they snorted it, they just fucking disappeared.
Yeah, they got transported to like different areas of
the magical world.
Yeah, of the magical world. A couple of them ended up in the Ministry of Magic, and the Ministry was just like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
But that's how Ron's dad found them.
Yes.
See, if you remember, Ron's dad is in the Ministry of Magic.
He works in the Ministry. Yeah.
And so one day, this topless woman with tribal paint pops up at his desk. And he's just like, "Oh boy, what are you?" And she's like, "I love Bono Roo. Where's Bono? I want to hear him say 14." And what's his name? What's the dad's name?
Arthur.
Arthur was like, "Who is Bono? What is a 14?" And she was like, "You're not Bono. You don't even look like Bono. Why does it smell weird in here? Where am I?" And he could see traces of flu powder around her nose. And he goes, "Ron!" He tried to do a spell to bring that car back, but like the car never came back because it was sold on eBay thanks to Bono.
Yeah, Bono sold it within minutes of getting it.
Oh, okay. As soon as the mercenary learned that it could fly, they were like, "Ka-ching, ka-ching, bitch. Yep. We gonna get a big one." So the car wasn't coming back. That funded
the next U2 album.
Yes.
The sale of that car.
The one that got on everyone's iTunes.
Yes.
And everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yep.
That's how they were able to pay for that.
So thanks, Bono.
Thanks, Bono. So the car wasn't coming back. He had to do an old-fashioned, get the broom, fly out there, find where they are.
He got the mini broom, the minivan broom. That could fit like 4 people on it.
Yeah, so he could fit all of them. And eventually he gets to Ibiza, and he sees his children. Well, his child. And Harry and Hermione. It's been a couple days. They're a little scared now.
Yeah.
Bono Roo is no longer fun. It's just the people who couldn't leave because they were too fucking drugged out to realize where they were.
Yep.
Dumbledore and the rest of the staff were like, "We'll see you at school. You're still not our problem, so bye." And so he found them, and as soon as they saw him, Harry and Ron were elated. They were like, "Oh my god, we get to go home. What the fuck? Hell yeah. I'm so excited. Yeah." Hermione didn't care. She just wanted to read her book.
Yeah.
Arthur was pissed. Arthur was like, "All right, listen here, children. Ron, you're grounded. I'm taking away Scabbers. He's not going to be around for the rest of the summer vacation. Harry, you already go through enough shit, so I'm not even going to bother."
But actually, and Hermione,
and Hermione, like, she didn't do anything bad.
Yeah. So she was absolved of any sort of.
Arthur was like, "Hermione, you're taking a shower before we leave." He forced her to take a shower and wash her clothes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So eventually, once Arthur dropped off Harry back at the Dursley home, Vernon and Petunia Dursley found out about all this. Arthur, of course, had to tell them. By the time they actually got back to the Dursley house, Arthur was able to turn the broom back into a minivan and at least just seem like everything was okay.
Yeah.
But when the Dursleys found out, they locked Harry in his room.
And they barred his
windows.
And that's how we enter into the next book / film.
So that is the story of Harry Potter and the Summer Bungaloo.
I thought it was the Summer Bono Roo.
No, it was the Summer.
It's still Bungaloo?
Yeah, it was still. It was
okay.
Bungaloo. Potter, Summer Bungaloo. That's right.
Harry Potter and the Summer Bungaloo.
Yes.
I hope you enjoyed that story.
Yeah, that was fucking.
That was actually fun.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah, I liked that. That was fun.
That was interesting. So.
So Evan, you have to leave in approximately 10 minutes.
Yes, 10 minutes.
So why don't we do our regular plugs?
Yeah, let's do our regular plugs.
And I'll let you go.
Okay, so. For me, you can find me on Twitter at @E_Williamson93. I've been tweeting a little more recently, which you can attest to.
Hey,
yeah, I've been tweeting.
Welcome to Twitter. It's kind of a shitstorm.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's kind of a shitstorm, but I'm getting into it a little more. As always, you can find me performing improv every second and fourth Saturday in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, at the Improv Comedy Power Hour at Steel Stacks. Every second and fourth Saturday. The next show will be Saturday, February 10th. I'll be performing with Family Laundry. Also, this Saturday, February 3rd, if you're going to be in the Bethlehem area at Steel Stacks, I have a show as part of the Two Show Show where I'm performing a show called A Day in the Office, which is a half-hour show based around business or office-themed improv. So come tell us your shitty job stories, and we'll turn them into improv comedy.
I've got a few for you.
Oh, yeah, I know you do. So yeah, information on that and any other Steel Stacks comedy stuff can be found at www.steelstacks.org/comedy.
Yeah. You can find me at Lynne, AYNNELNN on Twitter. Whenever I do anything on the internet, even anything at all, it's mostly posted there. So just follow me there, and we'll have a good time and stuff.
Yeah.
As for this podcast, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. We have an email. You can email us at readbetweencast@gmail.com. Email us suggestions. Email us funny headlines. Email us, I don't know.
Email us 2 books in a series.
Yeah.
That we can tell the story of between them, we did today.
And if you don't have any ideas, email us and tell us how we're doing. What we can do to improve. Give us your feedback. We love it.
Yeah.
We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on Pinecast. We're on Stitcher. I think we're trying to get on Spotify at some point.
Yeah, that's a little more of a process from what I understand, but that's something we'll look at in the future.
Yeah.
But really, any major podcast service,
wherever you can find your podcasts, is where we're at.
We're also on YouTube. I'm in the process of going back and making sure we're up to date on having all the episodes on YouTube. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have all of our latest episodes up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, if you want to find the show, just go to any of those services and just search Read Between Podcast, and you'll be sure to find us there.
Yep, absolutely.
So
other than that, I think I'm going to let you go so you can go rehearse.
Sounds good.
And I'm going to go and cook a bunch of food.
Yeah.
And we will talk to you guys next week.
Yeah, we will be back on Monday, February 5th.
Yep.
With a brand new full-length episode that you, with all of your favorite Read Between stuff.
Us.
Us, yes. Your favorite Read Between stuff is us.
Yes.
The people. The camaraderie.
It's all about the people.
It's all about the people. So.
All right. Well, everyone have a good week, and we will see you guys next week.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.